I'm Officer Kate Mann. I'm the Public Affairs Crime Prevention Officer for the City of Oshkosh, and today I'll be talking to you guys about No Time for Crime.
So these are some of the tools on our tool belt. As you can see, we carry a lot of different things, and the reason that we carry all these different things is to help keep you safe and to keep ourselves safe. So some of the items that we have on our belt are handcuffs. We would use these if we needed to take people into custody to take them to jail. And sometimes we need not only one pair of handcuffs, but two pairs of handcuffs, because sometimes there's more than one person that we need to take into custody. And then we also have some other tools. So this is a flashlight. This is very useful when we're working at nighttime, or if we go into houses that are dark, it helps us to see. This is what we call a baton, and this can be collapsible as well, so that it can fit neatly onto our belt. And what we would use this for would be if there is an accident and we need to get somebody out of the car and we can't get the door open. If we need to break the window, this could be a tool that we could use to break the window, and then also use it to clear glass out of the way before we would try to get the person out of the car. And then we also have another useful tool. This is the radio. This is really important because this is our communication to all of the different officers as well as to dispatch. And you can see that my radio has my number on it. That is my badge number. So when I am on the radio, instead of saying this is Officer Kate, I would say this is Sam 371. So that's my badge number. So anybody that is listening, they know that it's me that is calling. It's a lot easier to understand than Officer Mann, that, or it might be sometime we might have a couple of officers with the same last name. We actually do have a couple of officers with the last name of Johnson. So again, having the different badge number just makes it that much easier when you are calling dispatch or trying to communicate with other officers. So we do have a lot of tools on our tool belt to help keep us safe and to keep you guys safe. So this is where we keep all of our police cars. As you can see, we have a lot of them. Some are the SUV type, and some are the squad car type. So this is one of our squad cars. This is squad car number 93. And this is basically our office while we are working. So like a regular office, we have a computer in our car, and we also have a printer right here. It actually folds down. And when we write tickets, then we can print them right from our car. And on the computer, it will show us what kind of calls we're being dispatched to. We also have our radio that we can communicate with other officers and dispatch. And then also the panel where we turn our emergency lights on and off. Then in the back of the police car, we have what's called the cage. That is a divider between us and the people that we have taken into custody. So it helps to keep everyone safe while we are transporting the person to jail.
Hi there, I'm Firefighter John. I'm going to show you a couple things we have here in our ambulance. This is Med 215, it's a spare ambulance. Our ambulances can do all sorts of things, so come on aboard and I'll show you what we can do. A lot of people think an ambulance is just a ride to the hospital, but it's much more than that. We can do anything from putting Band-Aids on boo-boos, and yes, we do that. Not a 911 call, you know that. But if they call, we go. So we put the Band-Aid on, give them a little smooch. We don't really do that. And away we go. Okay, there's all sorts of medications in here, all sorts of stuff for breathing in here. Speaking of breathing, if you are having trouble breathing, we can breathe for you. What we do is we'll actually put a tube down your throat and into your lungs so you can breathe. And it sounds pretty horrible, but if you can't breathe, you'll be happy we did this. To do that, you have two little holes in the back of your throat. Two tubes going down. One goes to your tummy, one goes to your lungs. We have to get it in the right one. So what we do is we take this tool here and we put it in the roof of your mouth and open up your mouth. And you'll see what happens when we do that. The light comes on, and that way we can see back there what's going on and we can get it in the right place. Okay? Like I said before, we can do anything from Band-Aids on boo-boos to heart attack to car accidents. One of the probably the coolest thing we have in here is this machine right here. This is the thing that you see on TV when on doctor shows, when they do the clear and they give it a little zap and you can see the body get shocked. This will do that. We don't have to use the paddles and everything, but we do have to stay clear when it's going to do it. This can actually restart a heart that is almost stopped. It is not going to be able to start a heart that has completely stopped, but this is one of the most impressive tools we have on here, and it can do a whole lot more than that, but that is its biggest reason for being here. You can see there's radios and stuff over here. That way the hospital knows we're coming, okay, so we show up, and it's not a surprise. Okay, we'll call and say we have a 8-year-old kid who was on his bike without a bike helmet and cracked his head open, so we need the right people there. So that way they always know. And it's a quick ride, it's a bumpy ride. If your parents are out driving and an ambulance comes up behind them, please have them pull over and let us get to where we need to be, because obviously it's an emergency.
My name is Greg Stelter. I'm a lieutenant with the City of Oshkosh Fire Department. We are here at Oshkosh Fire Department Station 15. Today we're going to be talking about our Husky airboat. This boat is owned by the Winnebago County Sheriff's Department, but primarily operated by the City of Oshkosh Fire Department. We use this airboat to respond to rescue calls during the winter months on Lake Winnebago when we have to go across ice to get people falling through the ice. This boat does not handle like a regular boat. It is a fan boat, so that means you don't have reverse or sudden braking abilities. Basically have to do a lot of sliding around to get where you want to go, and ice and wind conditions can change how the boat handles. The most important part about this boat is that it can travel either on solid ice or in water, and is able to transition between those two types of surfaces. So when we have to approach open water from a solid ice sheet, we simply slow down and let the boat basically slide into the water. We can then use the fan to propel the boat and the rudders to steer it. When we have to get back onto the ice, we simply nose the boat up to the edge of the ice sheet and apply a lot of throttle, and the fan pushes the boat right back up onto the ice. This boat was built in 2004 by Husky Airboats. It has a 19-foot long hull and is 23 feet overall. It has a 5.7 liter V8 engine that is rated at 355 horsepower, weighs 2,900 pounds empty, and can transport 1,200 pounds of personnel or equipment. Most boats that have a rigid hull have fiberglass on the bottom and then braces inside the boat called stringers. This boat does not have that because of the punishment it takes traveling over broken ice and many surfaces. So this boat uses a bonded Kevlar hull material with a system of airbags that are actually inflated to provide internal support. That allows the boat to flex without cracking or breaking. The Winnebago system is very popular with recreational users in the winter, but there are many hazards too. The ice can be thin in the early part of the season or the late part of the season, and the lake always has a network of large cracks that have to be crossed. It's very easy for people to lose their position and fall through these hazardous areas. That's why it's important for us to have a response vehicle that can get to those areas. However, it's important to say the ice is never 100% safe on this system, so we encourage anybody who's going to use this system that's not familiar with it to contact local bait stores or the fishing clubs to find out what is safe and what is not safe to do on the lake. If you do fall through, it's important that you have your cell phone with you. If you call 911, your cell phone will transmit a signal that our dispatch center can use to locate you on the ice. We then turn that signal into GPS coordinates so that we can find you and get you as quickly as possible. Be sure to stay safe on the ice. We'd much rather have you be high and dry and enjoying ice fishing than in a life-threatening situation.